my god, it's so cool.
Nika said you can tap it for the post show if you want. She'll be here. Tap.
These shield pins are cool.
He's gonna do classic Nick Fury.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That's really cool. I'm super excited because my next cosplay is going to be done in time for ColossalCon. I'm doing Squall finally.
Nobody cares.
Shut up.
He's right. Nobody gives a shit.
No, a tailor shop opened up in my city,
Uh-huh.
and that's on camera, by the way. That's lovely.
That's fine.
A tailor shop opened up in my city, and they do cosplay commissions. So I'm having Squall's jacket done.
Let me know what their prices are like.
Okay, so he's doing a leather bomber jacket for me for Squall's jacket.
Yep.
For $150.
I guess that's not too bad.
You
You
do a
want to start?
tracer?
Yeah.
Do you want some tracer?
Now that I'm making an extra $300 a month streaming.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, because that jacket has just been like what's been keeping me from doing the cosplay forever, and he's like, oh, I can
Do
make
you
that
have
for
any
you.
DC characters? No, you have the Riddler.
I have Riddler in my cosplay.
Because I really want to do Captain Cold and Heatwave with Chris.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And it's
Like,
relatively
like-
simple. Like the only thing that I think we really have to commission or make ourselves is the guns.
Yeah.
And honestly, they don't have to be accurate to any one thing. We could probably just fucking buy
Think about
Nerf-
taking like
Nerf
DC villains to
stuff
And then
Fanfest?
paint it?
No, just
Oh,
like
just buy 'em.
Yohan or something.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, just
Yeah.
buy like Nerf something and like just paint it the right color.
Yeah.
Because all Heatwave is in the Arrowverse is he's wearing fucking firefighter gear,
Mm-hmm.
and all Captain Cold is the puppy jacket.
I mean, yeah, like I've got Riddler, but it's like my take on the Riddler,
Yeah.
the Dark Riddler. But
I need to.
I love that cosplay.
I need to bring Joker back too, because a girl that I know wants to do Harley this year.
Nice.
Yeah, my girlfriend said she would do Renoa if I finished Squall, so I'm like, oh
Let me-
shit,
let
now
me-
I gotta finish Squall.
Come, let me show you the girl.
Oh.
Did you see my little ranty thing that I did a few days ago about
Yeah.
my bed's not blah 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 blah? This girl messaged me saying I would date you in a heartbeat.
There's no argument with that, I suppose.
Well, I'm gonna show you something that she posted here recently. It's like top. I used to have a different favorite picture, but now that's my favorite picture of her.
Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Yeah, if she wanted to be Harley Quinn, I would absolutely do Joker. I think that's correct. Yeah, no, Mariah said she would do Renault if I finished Squall, so I was like, oh my god, okay, I'm doing it.
You get cookie caca? Are you gonna use Nika or no?
Yeah, I'll talk to her about her cosplay stuff.
All right. And also reconnect with Nika, please.
Nika?
Yeah. On the other computer. I mean, she may not have dropped the call.
Totally did.
Well,
Get her back. Right?
that was a good episode. I didn't think I'd get that worked up actually about that.
Yeah, well, it's like we kind of point out at the beginning, like part of us kind of agrees with him, and like in aspects of what he says, we kind of agree.
Yeah, there's at least some truth to what he's saying.
We just think he's being a total prick about it. Which, you
And I know something about
is,
being
is,
a
is the
prick.
pot calling the kettle black? Maybe a bit.
Alright, so what did you want there?
I'll
Just Nika?
yeah. Next week I want to have. You gonna watch the Captain America? I would like to do the joke about Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, give Nero a reason to see it.
I'll try to see it.
I don't want to give out spoilers.
Right. Nika, are you there?
Oh, she's there. Yeah.
I was
You want to make it?
Usually right there at the end.
Yeah.
Cookie, are you here?
I like how summertime is our version of winter from Game of Thrones. Summer is coming.
Summer is coming.
We all know summer is coming and we're afraid of it. We need to eat. Where we become the White Walkers.
The white sweaters.
The white sweaters. Yeah.
White sweat bags.
It's gonna be awful.
Alright, if you're good, I will leave it up. Have a good show.
Get a shot of Fritz in the bag.
He waited on purpose till I sat down. And I know he did.
Get the fuck up. You're gonna miss the shot.
He's been there for like 8 hours.
That's not a lie. I'll get you up, didn't it? Look at
And I hate myself for it.
Look at Fritz. Hey, bitch. See, look at him. He's just in the bag.
Okay, that's the cat in the bag.
Cat in the bag. You can sit down now. Jeez, don't take so long.
No, I'm just gonna follow you with the camera now.
I'm going in here, bitch. Oh, you're following me.
Literally, I'm following you with the camera.
Go!
That's the kind of first class cinematography you get here on the Green Room video.
Yay!
Woo!
All right, so I thought that went really well.
I was
Both
saying-
shows. Both shows.
I was saying to them when you were finishing up, and they were like, not that I'd want to do it regularly, but having a week off, really, I think the quality was noticeable.
You know, you're not.
We came back very refreshed.
You're not wrong. I think that's.
Every 43 weeks off, we get one off. We can take 1 week off to recharge.
It helped, man. It
It
really did.
Like last Sunday, I will admit, like I slept until 2, and I woke up just feeling great. It was good having a Sunday off.
And it was nice hanging out with
Yeah.
my family.
Oh my god, I came upstairs. My mom's like, "You're late for your show." I'm like, "No, we canceled today." She's like, "You had to work Christmas? You get today off?" I'm like,
I love you,
Yes.
Mom.
For you, Mom.
"For you, Mom." And she's like, "Oh, well, we're going to our aunt's. Like, I guess you can come if you want." I'm like, "Thanks, Mom."
Yeah.
We should have just done a show. Everyone
Like, we literally
everyone
should've just done
assumed
a
that we
show.
were just gonna be gone.
Yeah.
All our families just have, like, they've learned to expect disappointment from us.
It's so funny and true.
The funniest ones always have that painful twinge of truth.
Yeah, I have to say, the limit breaking music segment went really, really well.
Every time we bring it back, it does really well.
I think the more that we talk about music being a part of the community, more talented stuff comes out. I mean, I don't want to claim credit for it, but
No,
every
we're claiming credit.
I was like,
well,
we
but
can have the LBR
every
ball.
time we do one, it seems like a
music
couple of
gets
weeks after that, there's like we get notice of some new remixes.
We get emails with people saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, check out what I just found."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or people-
Whether it's new or
a couple times we've had someone send us their work when they finished it, right? Yeah. Which, I mean, I think it's great if we can, direct some traffic to some of the talented artists out there. Especially if it lets us listen to more music like what we got to hear
You
today.
have to think, there's one of those people that particular song was a year old, alright? And you said they had like 40-some subscribers.
yes.
In a year. Maybe longer than that on their account, right?
Right.
And even if 5 people went and liked and subscribed, they're gonna see that and be like, holy shit, 5 in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
I
here?
kinda wanna do another one, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love learning breaking music as a segment. It's one where we
We had some very strong entries today. It was tough. I had a lot of trouble. I mean, the fact that we didn't even touch the jazz stuff.
Yeah.
I love jazz. Like I
Well,
deeply love jazz.
that, I mean,
Gonna take you for a ride.
next week we'll have people asking for breaking music again. Like,
Well, we always do.
Yeah.
Everyone always has. It's always, hey, when is it coming back?
yeah.
Which is great.
It's always nice because it always seems like whenever we're at that point where we just have nothing for an episode, we're like, hey, you know what we haven't done in a while? Like you're breaking music. I'm like, oh, there we go. There's an hour. Always seems to work out that way.
I think I'm just gonna slowly keep putting more and more books behind Cookie until she's just covered in books.
That's funny. I like that idea.
I was telling Nate on the way up here, I had an idea for Final Encounter Cast next week, talking about fan-made content in games. What are examples of when that is done well and done shitty?
I also like the idea, think about where comic movies started, right? And where they are now,
Sure.
okay? Why hasn't that happened with video game musics now? They're like almost
movies,
always, movies. They're almost always universally reviled.
They're almost always bad.
Why though? Is that a conversation we could have?
I think you could, because losing the interactive part of a video game and trying to recreate that is a terrible, terrible strategy.
That's
And
true.
way too many filmmakers try to do that.
Well, I think
You're right.
we can-
You're used to being told a story with comic books, whereas you're used
Well,
to like
and-
enacting the story.
Here's
in
one of the
video
big
games.
points. One of the reasons that I think comic book movies had it so tough in the beginning was the number one argument used against it was, that's not how it happened in the comics. That's not how it happened. And now we're at the point where, guess what? It's still not how it happened in the comics, but we have so many comic book movies now that I think people, whether they deliberately realize this or not, is that you have 70 years worth of comics to draw on. Every time a new comic comes out, that's not how it happened in the comics. Until now, why aren't movies treated the exact same way? It's just another retelling of the story, right? Why haven't we come to that realization with video game movies? Now, obviously,
Well,
certain ones, you're right, are terrible.
They have, if you look at the way that Marvel distinguishes the Marvel 616 universe from the MCU and even the Ultimate Universe,
Yeah.
they are completely separate and they make that well known. It's built into the structure of the whole fucking thing. And I think doing that helps nerds like us compartmentalize and go, they're not in the same universe, so it's okay.
I
They don't
still
have to
think
work.
that we're too tough on video game movies. My opinion, best video game movie of all time, the Mario Brothers movie from the 90s.
Oh,
Yeah, you say that. You say that. All right, tell me then, right now,
sure.
tell me what a perfect Mario Brothers movie looks like to you. Think about the game. You're a plumber.
Yeah, I got
You're
it.
saving a fucking princess.
Not,
Yeah,
not,
the movie
Not-
is just as fucking
No.
crazy as what the concept of the game is.
yes, you're right. But someone should have looked at that and gone, that's a terrible idea.
No, that
No,
movie was fucking
That's
insane.
No,
that's
no.
objectively
Yeah,
bad.
it's so bad, it's good. But the thing is that is not a good premise for a movie.
Right.
It's
Wasn't
not
a good premise for a video game
It's not
either.
well, no, but
Well, at the time
they-
you didn't need a big premise for a video game.
No.
The capabilities were so slim.
yeah, that's and so I think games have changed fundamentally.
Yeah.
Where you had a narrative that was built on player agency and built on player decisions, and you scripted your own narrative. That still exists, but games have moved more towards telling a more structured narrative with a beginning, middle,
Yes.
and end, as opposed
So
to
should
allowing
video
a game
games
just be a game. What's the
not be
story of
turned
Donkey
into
Kong?
them?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the story of the
So
original?
should video games just not be made into movies?
No, I think that the way that games are structured now, that you could make very successful movies and franchises out of things that have a great narrative quality. Your Metal Gear Solids, your Resident Evils, although that did not end up working out really well.
But you could have.
But that was
They fucked
yes,
up.
that was decisions and mismanagement of the whole. There was
We're gonna
way
take our
more.
zombie movie and we're gonna have people get killed by laser beams.
There were way more.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
But the thing is, the thing that the Resident Evil movies didn't fuck up is that it concentrated on the narrative. It didn't concentrate on trying to attempt to recreate the player agency like the Doom movie did, trying to recreate the first-person shooter thing.
Even if it was only for a moment, but God, it was terrible.
It really was. I mean, and
I like how The Rock just flat out says like, "Dude, I was in Doom," and that movie's awful. Oh, Doom. Well, and like you've seen them try to do the first person shooter thing, like that Hardcore Henry,
Hardcore Harry, I think.
that just came out.
Henry.
Henry, it is Henry.
Oh.
I watched just the trailer and I was sick from it. Like
I actually wanted to see that in theaters, and I'm bummed that I didn't.
I couldn't get through the trailer without a headache.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I feel like in video games, especially like video games are so much about like inserting yourself into the main character's shoes and feeling like it's you. That's hard to recreate in movies because
Okay.
movies need to have such more.
But
massive
also
feel.
with Hardcore Henry, I think that was more of a spectacle than anything else.
I'm not
Anyway.
referring to hardcore. I'm meaning just video game movies in general.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there are so many games that don't follow the beginning, middle, and end narrative, and in fact are non-linear in the fact that you can the middle can be done in any
Yeah.
order.
Can you imagine trying to do like an Elder Scrolls movie? It'd be fucking impossible.
No.
That's why all you'd be able to do is set a movie in the Elder Scrolls
What
world.
are your guys' expectation for the World of Warcraft movie? Because they've clearly put a lot of time, marketing, money, and effort behind it. Is it going to end up making a good movie that people end up connecting with? Or is it just a play to get the 13 million people
Yeah.
you've already got a part of your IP?
I personally think that even if this is a tremendously amazing movie, like lore-wise, and like it fits in really well, it's still gonna do poorly because I think they missed their ticket.
Well, I think
they missed the audience.
Way too long to make this.
And
movie.
there's such a huge stigma on the term video game movie.
Yeah,
It's tough.
so-
But that said, like,
I don't
if
know.
it was anyone but Blizzard, I'd say no way. But then I see things like the Overwatch trailers, and I'm like, that fucking had me at the edge
different
of my
people. Though.
seat.
There's so many different people though.
At Blizzard, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that has to do
Different
with that.
departments.
Just everything. I mean, did you guys watch? I mean, I'm sure you probably haven't. I know that me and him did. But they put out, I think it was IGN or Game Network or something, put out a 3-part series about the fall of Titan and how Overwatch came out of that. And it's
No.
It's,
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, in fact,
before you
they're-
get excited, there's not much Titan information.
No, there
No,
isn't.
I'm-
But just the whole thing. I mean, they're like 10 to 15 minutes each.
I-
We could watch it here before we go home.
Yeah, but I just, well, first of all, I love documentaries. I love video game documentaries like that and stories that you didn't know. But at the same, like, and you know what? In terms of video game content in a movie or a long form, for the most part, we already know the stories that they're gonna fucking tell in the movie. So going to see something like Prince of Persia or even this Assassin's Creed movie, I already kind of know what I'm getting into.
Well,
Right?
and it's the same with Resident Evil. I know the T-virus is going to break out, and there's going to be zombies that are going to eat people.
Right.
Well, you know the basic premise of basically any movie before
That's
it comes
true.
out. So I
But
don't think
that's
it's
not
fair.
true of the next game in the game series, because there's, depends on the developer. Sometimes there's deviation. I mean, if we're talking about Ubisoft, there's not, but, sometimes there's deviation. Like, look at Metal Gear Solid,
So
Metal
you're
Gear
saying
Solid is a core gameplay concept with a whole lot of left turns in terms of narrative. But that narrative structure is something that could be mirrored in a movie. Something like Elder Scrolls would be impossible. There's
couldn't
no
do it.
fucking way.
There's
no
so much
fucking way.
because like Elder Scrolls is never good just for that main story. It's all the supplementary info that you
Yes.
get that makes it great. Like the main
Dark
story of Elder
Souls. Dark
Scrolls
Souls
were always
is
very
another one.
simple.
Dark Souls is another
Okay,
one that
so-
could never, ever work as a movie.
You
But
say
see,
it
the
can't work
reason-
as a movie, but would it possibly be a good TV show? Because it'd just be a
Well,
whole bunch of side
see,
stories.
that's the thing. You're trying to take what the game is and like supplement the game into the movie. And you're right, you can't fucking do that because they're two entirely different mediums, right?
Right.
But what you have to do is take the subject matter and find a way to adapt that to film. Like, for example, if they looked at Assassin's Creed and go, okay, let's take Ezio and put him in a fucking movie, you're right, it's not gonna work. But the idea of this guy going into this machine to relive past memories to unlock clues what's gonna happen in the future, that's a perfectly plausible plot that you could explore in a movie.
You're right. But at the same time, though, they're gonna have to establish the premise for people who have never played an Assassin's Creed game, and we're gonna be sitting there going, "Fuck, I know what the goddamn fucking thing is." You know, I know what
They also levy a certain set of expectations on themselves when they take that Assassin's Creed aesthetic.
Here's part of the problem, is that none of the people who are making the video game movies make the bold choice like they did at the beginning of The Incredible Hulk to go, we all know how the fucking Incredible Hulk is made, we're going to fast forward through that in the credit sequence, and we're going to give you a story instead. It's not something, it rarely is it ever ancillary or, in a supporting role to what the main game is. I think Square Enix is trying to explore those ideas with FF15 and having a multi-tiered approach to delivering the content and delivering the story. It just concerns me when you have all of that stuff from the beginning and you're saying this is everything you're going to need to explain this story. I think that gets cumbersome and it gets very confusing. But if you make something that's good enough and it leaves people with, I want to stay in this world, I want to find out more, and you give them a hook into that about finding out more, and the movie is their hook into that, that's a way more compelling reason to get my ass in a seat. If I'm going to learn something about Azeroth, or if I'm going to learn something about, you know, the Assassin's Creed world that I don't get from playing the game, that gets my ass in the seat.
Sure. I mean, like going back to the World of Warcraft movie, like I didn't think I didn't love World of Warcraft, but I did love the lore. And like they did.
Even now, I found myself going to like the WoW wiki and just
reading about
reading lore shit.
But like
Yeah.
And
they
so
did-
you have no, and so but the World of Warcraft movie does nothing for you.
But because the reason is that they're not creating new lore with it.
It's like
They're
another comic book movie.
It's
like
yeah, it's like they're
retelling.
adapting it to the movie. So
That's a problem. If you had learned a story or even something that you only get tidbits of, like you know how like there are legends that we have in FF14, or there are like pieces of lore, and you're like, oh, they're gonna expand on that a little bit later on or whatever. You know, like if it was explored in a movie and that's the only way that you get an explanation of like this section of the world or this portion of the plot or this even critical kind of mysterious character, then that's way more of a reason for me to sit down if I feel like I'm going to learn something that I don't get from the game. And this is what Marvel does that's so brilliant, is that you get something out of watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that you don't get out of an Agent Carter, even though that was canceled. But like you get something from watching each one of these that you don't get from the movie, and the movie doesn't bother to go back and explain the shit.
this is why I'm okay with Dirge of Cerberus, why I'm okay with Advent Children, but not the remake. Okay, all of that other stuff expands the universe and tells us stuff we don't already know. Now, yes, obviously they can do that in the remake, but they could also do it without making the remake.
Yeah.
My big beef with the Warcraft movie is that apparently it's only got humans and orcs, and they just completely.
Really?
They don't show anything else?
I don't think it's. I know for certain.
Fuck you, I want my pandas.
It's not like a big.
Well, no, but trolls,
Trolls are big
elves,
parts of it.
goblins.
I don't think they have. They may have like small roles, but they're not.
Wow, actually, yeah,
That's
you know
weak.
what? You know what? That upsets me. I didn't even for a second even think or realize that you're right. There are no fucking night elves in the Alliance. There's no dwarves. It's literally just humans.
That
That's
sucks.
fucked up.
No undead?
I don't think so.
Like
Aren't
all
they the
those
key to the
different-
World of Warcraft storyline is the shit with the Undercity?
There,
In the original-
a lot of
story?
stuff
I
plays
think this
a
is like
big,
a lot
big,
way
big.
before.
Oh, this is
This is like probably Warcraft
is this
2.
pre-Sylvanas being changed to...
Yes, but
Okay.
there should still be night elves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There
absolutely.
should still be the Alliance needs to be there. You're right. This is just the start of the Horde. So just having the orcs, maybe a troll or two,
Yeah.
but wow.
Well, like I
Yeah,
look
I
games
have
like
no- I have no
FF11
interest
and
in
WoW,
seeing it
and
now.
the fun of their stories was always that they managed to accomplish a lot with a little.
Hashtag
You
drive by.
got such a
Classic.
they always presented so much story on so few cutscenes and so few actual story elements that like it was on you to go and learn more or theorize or learn more, and like the community kind of built the lore in that way. Like for instance, like in the Wrathgate cutscene in World of Warcraft, I had no context for any of that game. I had never played Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, I had never played World of Warcraft 4, but I watched my cousin do the Wrathgate cutscene, and I was like, dude, the fuck's going on here? Who are the undead people launching gas canisters on people? This is badass. He's
Even
like,
I've seen Wrathgate.
it's a great cutscene, and it
Which
sucked
kind of
me
doesn't make
right
any
into it.
sense at all if you really want to like, boil down to it. I mean, it's basically like another faction within the Horde faction. And
The undead, in that you mean?
well, I mean, it's another faction within the undead.
It's a
Yeah.
splinter group.
Yeah.
Just like on one line, just the line where the one undead dude just turns and goes, Sylvanas. And they're like, why is he pissed at Sylvanas? Why does he know her? I want to know more now. Like, they did so much with so little on that. And then, like you say, you would have had to have played the earlier Warcraft games to understand that.
That's true.
And it's harder to do that in movies.
You think that we have forgotten?
Yes,
You know, that whole line.
Yes! It's so good.
I don't even think it's in Warcraft anymore.
No,
It's not.
You
That
can't do the
cinematic
Wrathgate
is
cutscene
gone.
anymore?
It's gone, dude.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
criminal.
Yes.
What a
Like,
bold decision. I mean,
if
look,
I had to
I-
choose like my favorite moment in all of voice acting history, it would be that line from Professor Petrus.
Yes.
let me just say, I actually appreciate games who will make the decision to strike their content down.
Sure.
Much like
Come on, Square Enix, get on it with Diadem.
much
Kill it.
much like well, no, I don't.
But actually, you know the reason they did it too was actually a technical reason. Because the quest line coming after that took you to Undercity, right? And you had to do a battle down there.
Yeah, I
So instead of
remember
making an entirely new zone, they just sent you to the same Undercity that noobs were at, but they phased you into a different one, right?
Right.
So because Undercity was changing because of the
That's
cataclysm,
right.
Yeah.
they would have had to basically
Redo
make an entire new
everything.
zone, so they're just like, we're gonna take it out.
Well, anyway, the point that I was making is that like much like a comedian who will throw out an hour-long set after a year and do a whole new hour-long set, I do appreciate that on some level. Although World of Warcraft really blows its nose with content way too often and just discards it way too quickly, and that is disappointing that one of the most epic pieces of content can never be experienced.
There's
Although
nothing in
1.0
that game
with the
that I
end of
remember.
1.0.
Yeah, nothing in the game that I remember like that cutscene. But you make a point. The 1.0 is fine.
1.0 fine.
The ending of it, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Best moment in gaming was in World of Warcraft when they had a zombie event where
Oh,
just
gosh.
randomly barrels would start appearing in in towns, just a few at a time, and eventually they started becoming polluted or whatever over the course of like a couple weeks. And then if people would attack the barrels, they become infected.
Oh, was this the
zombie
WoW AIDS?
apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is different from
Oh,
AIDS.
okay.
And it would do a little bit of damage, but it wouldn't really do anything.
None of this was ever told either, it just
Yeah,
started happening.
happened. Yeah, no announcement, no nothing, and it would just give you like a little debuff that which wouldn't kill you. But as the weeks progressed, it got stronger and stronger until when it did kill you, it became a zombie, and you could attack your faction, the opposing faction,
NPCs.
anyone except other zombies.
How does this happen organically?
And that's the thing, they
no,
actually created an organic viral outbreak in World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And
That's
there's actually
so ambitious.
there's
and
like
so fucking
there's
cool.
actually like studies and stuff like people have actually done like theses and stuff about
That's
this.
that's on Huawei's. That's different. I'll tell you about Huawei's afterwards.
No, well, hold on, because I've actually seen, I don't know if it was a video that or an article that I read, but someone actually talked about how some people actually do use that event to sort of like look at how people in that situation would react, because there are some people when they got the virus, they would leave town and die out there. That way they're not infecting NPCs, because the NPCs got
If you
infected.
die, you like make a cloud.
Yeah, and if you infect NPCs, you fuck over other people trying to play the game. But then there are some people who get infected on purpose and go and attack as many NPCs as they could to sow chaos.
Kill the bankers so you can't use the auction house.
Yeah.
Kill certain
What a
quest
dick move.
Kill certain quest NPCs so you can't quest anymore. Kill the end of it. It was complete chaos. You couldn't play the game
Kill
as it was.
flight
That's
path
pretty
people
amazing.
so you can't fly anywhere.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate when I hear stuff like this because I'm like, damn,
You-
props.
you missed it.
Fucking props.
It was the best event ever because it was not contained. It was not like sheltered in any way. It was just
And not explained.
no explanation. Just
That's kind of cool. You
Set
know
it
what?
and
There's only one time that I ever experienced anything like that. It was in Ultima Online, and I was sort of like
Go
a,
Defense Force.
I was sort of in a mid-level character, and I don't know if I was chatting with my guild or I was like Skyping with them or whatever, but somebody was like, dude, get to Trammel right now, like, and get to the main city. I'm like, what? Why the fuck? Why? And they're like, dude, just get here. And I warp in, and it's just fucking waves of undead, like you've never fucking seen. And then they're just running rampant and killing anything. And we're just like, we're trying to get a faction of people together to like go in and like wait. It was crazy. It was unlike anything. And then suddenly all of the undead just died. And no one explained it. Not the developer, no one. It was a totally organic thing that happened, and everyone. The thing is that people talked about it, continued to talk about the event as a point in history of
Yes.
the game. it became a part of the oral history among the players of the game. That was one of the coolest things about Ultima Online, is that it did have a definitive player history in it. That's so cool.
What, like, I hear things like that coming out of EVE Online.
Yes,
All the
I
time.
hear this too.
There-
The Space Pope?
The-
That's bizarre!
That's a bizarre
Wait,
but they
explain the space pope to me.
He has his own religion. He went to the EVE Fan Fest. He goes every year. He dresses as the Space Pope, and I mean, like like he is
He has
his
a
own character
theistic creed
in the game.
game.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
the EVE developers gave him his own custom character,
Right.
and like they had billboards with him on
That's
it.
so
Like they
cool.
gave
Yes.
him development tools, access to. I don't know if they did. Who is responsible for it? But
That sounds like something they would do.
I don't know if EVE gives players the tools to be able to do stuff like that.
Probably
But
not.
stuff happens like that in EVE all the time.
They-
The factions are an actual living part of the history.
And like the wars that take place in there, they're referred to and remembered by different names. They signify different periods of time. Like they have different eras of Eve that have ended with certain factions
I will
falling
tell
apart.
you this, that
Yes.
when it comes to stories in MMOs, EVE always has the best ones.
My favorite
Like
is
that
the Jitter
guy-
Riots.
The I don't know if there's a name for it, but the guy who like found his way into this guild, right? Waited till there was a night. It was a huge thing, right?
Oh, the guy who infiltrated Goonswarm?
I don't know what it was, but he waited till
remember
it was
that.
it was just him and another guy on at night, and somehow convinced him to give him temporary powers. Or temporary like leadership or whatever. Then he kicked him, then proceeded to sell everything.
Oh, that wasn't
And it
the
was
phone
and it was too late. Like he tried contacting somebody else to get on to like stop him, but it was too late.
remember
and
that,
that
yeah.
resulted in at the time the biggest bounty in game being placed on a single person's head.
Yeah, they play something like 800 billion ISK on his head. You could kill him. But like the Jitter Riots are always my favorite one. Apparently, there was this statue in Jitta that it was a targetable, but it was indestructible. And someone at the lead developer, an email leaked out that kind of spoke negatively about the fan base of the game, and people got fucking pissed about it. And so they just, like, humongous swarms of people went to Jitta and just started shooting at this statue that they couldn't destroy over and over again. But it caused so much animation that it was lagging the server to the point where Jitta's server crashed and you couldn't access the main hub of the game anymore.
Oh shit!
And every time they bring it up, they just crash it again, burning through trillions of trillions of ISK, which is their currency, trillions of ISK worth of ammunition blowing up. You have to pay for your ammunition in the game, and just trillions and trillions of ISK dedicated to attacking this statue. And to this day, now they have another statue in Jitta, which is not targetable. That is, it's the only untargetable statue there, but it's in tribute to the Jitta.
Yes! I was waiting for that. I was like, it should be in tribute to the first.
It is.
Oh my
It-
god,
it's
that's so
like
funny.
the statue like depicts like this statue being attacked from all sides.
That's brilliant.
Yes,
That's
it's
fucking
legit.
brilliant.
It's so good. I love Eve and their development team for that kind of shit.
God, that's so
Goonswarm has finally fallen too. They
Really?
owned that universe forever. Yeah. Kyle's in the alliance that ended up taking them down and kicking them out of their capital system. It was great. Happy moment.
You know,
Now Goonswarm's hired Russians to try and attack them and keep them on fighting
I
two
have
fronts.
always wanted to try Eve. And
It-
back in college, I
Yeah.
downloaded the trial version.
It's a very hard game to
I
get
had
into.
spent hours like doing all the beginning customization shit.
Yeah.
And then somehow I accidentally hit the randomize button,
Oh no!
exited out, uninstalled it.
Oh no!
Like, people who think Final Fantasy XI was hard to get into back in the day
Yeah.
should try Eve, because that game is hard to get into.
Yeah.
But like the amount of like you can do anything you want in that game. Like some guy said, I'm gonna start an insurance company. And if your ship gets blown up and you haven't insured with us, we will refund your ship. But depending on your like past history, because you can always follow what people have done throughout the game,
Yeah.
we're gonna charge you different rates for your insurance.
Oh my god!
And there's
that's
an
so-
insurance company player run in the game.
That's so fucking clever.
Yes, it's amazing. Some guy got his Titan insured for like 80 billion
Daisy had
ISK
made
because
an
it
effort
costs
so
so much
much time
to make a Titan.
incognito. And Mark's just like, what's up?
What I think is cool though is that because there is Plex in the game, you can, if you don't want to pay the subscription, if you can earn enough ISK in the game, you can buy a Plex, which when you use it gives you 30 days in game.
They added that to World of Warcraft. Yep.
So-
in fact, Kaz makes so much gold on World of Warcraft that she will buy those off the auction house and just use them.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
she
can do
doesn't have
that.
to actually pay for it.
You
either.
can do that in Eve, but you're also allowed to sell those Plex for real money. They don't have a problem with that. So you can make money playing Eve if you can make enough money in game. But what's interesting about it is because they do that, there is a set ISK to real life currency translation because so many billion ISK is equal to the cost of a month in game time.
Wow.
So that's why they can say how much real life money is lost in a war. If there's a battle where so many billions worth of ISK get blown up, they can tell you how much real life money was sunk into that battle.
That's
And
kind
that's
of amazing.
awesome.
That's kind of amazing.
In the last major war, there was something like $20 million worth of money lost in that.
See,
20
this
million
is
real
why-
life dollars lost in that war.
Why can't they make like an Eve that doesn't suck though?
Yeah, it's still just spreadsheets in space, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, like that's mind-boggling.
That
to
is
me.
crazy.
Eve has like really bad graphics, right?
It is okay graphics. I mean, they improved a lot with the last expansion when they overhauled the engine. And the next expansion is supposed to introduce a first-person mode, a cockpit mode,
Oh, that's
for
kind
the
of
first time,
That's kind of neat.
which is going to be pretty. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And they're talking about having an Oculus Rift companion with it, where you'll be able to put on the headset and be in the cockpit.
Yeah, but there was also, weren't they supposed to put out another game that was like a companion game, dude?
Dusk 514.
Yeah, that never happened.
No, it failed.
Oh, it came out.
It did, but it failed.
Get the fuck
The
out
one
of
where
here.
you could play Planet Side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out. It failed. It failed miserably.
Fuck me sideways.
Yeah, like
No
at least I
idea.
believe it did. Kyle was telling me about it for a while. I think it failed.
I don't know.
You know what? I don't think it ever hit quite the level of interaction that they wanted. Because eventually, the servers would be merged so that you could, while playing Eve, you could do an orbital bombardment of the planet and
Yeah,
kill people
yes.
playing Dusk 514.
Which I thought was such a cool idea.
if they could have realized that, oh
And that's why we need dual and triple monitors, so you can play both of those games simultaneously.
yes.
God damn it, Nika. When will you ever learn?
I can't even play 14
How could she
minutes.
possibly run one monitor?
I don't. It blows my mind. That blows my mind.
Like, that makes me wonder, like, okay, sometimes when we stream, like, right now we're doing story in FF11, she hosts the stream. How?
I don't
How is she possibly, like, I use 3 monitors when I play.
Yeah, I use like all of my 2 monitors.
I use all 3 and I feel like I still need more.
I mean, I get that it's kind of like the smartphone thing, like, now that I have it, I don't know how I lived without it. Maybe it's because she doesn't know.
Maybe.
Until I
She
had
said
2
she
monitors.
had 2 once upon a time. And she
Yeah,
was like, it
and
just
she-
felt like too much.
But she
No.
downgraded. But was
Does
she
that make sense?
streaming at the time?
No, sure.
See, that's what it was. Like, before I streamed, I probably didn't need 2 monitors.
I don't know. I've been using 2 monitors for a long
Yeah.
time.
I mean, sure, in the old days of FF11 where you couldn't alt-tab,
Yes. Oh, God.
it was built into your brain, you'd alt-tab and exit out of your Dynamis, you're like, ugh. Damn
Remember back in college when I had 2 CRT monitors.
it.
And I like showed people, I was like, look at this. Move my mouse below the screen. They're like, whoa!
They
I'm
shoot
like,
their brain out their ass, yeah.
I'm hot shit, bro.
My double CRT monitors, the
That's
desk
like some
buckling under the
Minority
weight.
Report level shit there.
Minority Report. Oh, that movie.
That's back when Robbie was playing on a laptop for everything.
Yeah. Oh my God. That thing had to be 80 pounds. That was the most ridiculous.
Remember
laptop.
when I had to change my password so that fucking Dan couldn't play anymore? Because I'd come back from class and like he'd be playing WoW and like wouldn't take the. Oh, you're home. Perhaps you'd like your computer now.
I would have murdered him.
Oh my god. So my mom comes home the other night, she's like, one of my students listens to your show.
No.
And I'm like, alright, this involves a bunch of questions.
Yeah, like,
Wait, when
First
did this
of all,
happen?
like a week ago.
what does she teach?
So she literally comes home and says, one of my students listens to your
Yeah,
show.
she owns a dance school. So as
okay.
a dancer, it was in one of the older classes.
Okay.
Listens to the show, and I'm like, alright, so
Which
first of all,
show?
Little Break
LBR?
Radio.
Okay.
So first of all, I asked her like, all right, well, do they like it? And she's like, yeah, oh, they're fans. I'm like, okay, great. How do they know that? Like, how do they know that? And she's like, cause I use your laptop. And I'm like, what laptop are you talking about? she has my old ass Toshiba laptop where I have the Limit Break Radio bumper sticker on the top of it because I gave it to her years ago. I completely forgot.
her student probably goes, "Oh, you like Limit Break Radio?"
Yeah, she's like, "Oh no, my son just was on that show." I'm like,
He's on the show.
yeah, and I was just like, "Oh my god,
How
that laptop
strange.
still works."
Okay, so this was a chick.
I assume so. Oh, maybe not. There could be boys in that class.
Oh, like you need to find out. We could have a fangirl. We could have a groupie. I mean, we could have a groupie in the studio giving us blowjob.
She's gonna be like 14,
Hey.
dude. 14 or 15.
See, you said older, so I wasn't sure.
No, that's right in his age range.
Yeah, that's
perfect. It's right up his alley.
But I was just
18,
like, I was
okay?
blown
That's
away.
my
And just
cutoff point.
like, oh my god, I forgot that I had
That's
that
your
laptop.
cutoff point? Did you actually say that out loud?
Like you need to be at least 18.
Yeah, that's called the law. That's not your rule.
That's what I'm
That's
telling
the
you,
law's
fuckers,
rule.
because you don't seem to get that. And technically, the law is 16 with parental permission.
Depending on the
You
state.
know,
Is it?
I don't like that you both know that.
I think in Japan it's like 16.
It's younger in some places. Weird.
Really?
Japan, I think. Or Germany?
No, somewhere around here.
Well,
I mean, not here.
in this room.
I do remember a moment.
That's
where-
right. I have declared my apartment complex a sovereign nation, and we will have far younger ages than that.
Oh god. I remember when I was 22, and we were talking about like eventually like one day taking a trip to Japan, and I had this weird moment like, wow, the dream of like getting with a Japanese schoolgirl is dead. I just realized I'm 22 and I can't do that anymore. That's bullshit. Like that's a weird
Well,
moment
yeah.
to think of, like, oh, I'm too old for that dream.
See, that's when you need to go to Thailand because it's
Where that dream is alive and well.
Yeah, there's no rules in Thailand, right?
Something like that.
If you're real quiet, yeah, there's no rules about it.
Or if you're real rich.
Oh yeah, if you got money, you're good.
I have such a headache right now.
Summer is coming. Oh god, I can't wait for Game of Thrones tonight.
See,
Last episode was good.
I got my brother
well,
back into the show.
actually, me and Chris, and correct me if this isn't the case.
You're
but-
wrong.
But
No,
we
I
can't-
am going to correct you. It's Chris and I.
Actually, it's Christoph and I.
This fucker right here, okay? We felt like
And I.
a lot happened in the last episode,
What?
but huh?
A lot happened, but nothing happened.
Exactly, but I felt like it was like, alright, here's a little bit of these people, a little bit of these people, a little bit of these people, a little bit of these people,
For
a little bit
that's-
of these people.
I'm sorry, have you been watching a different show for
No, I'm saying that's
6
like-
seasons?
It's like.
But it's even more so now. Like they used
Right,
to be like
like
5
I-
people throughout the show.
I feel
Now
like
they're
they're
like
not
10.
giving me enough of it.
You know what that is? That comes, and this is the same problem that I fear FF14 is going to have. They've got too many concurrent plot points going on at once.
That's because George is always like, all right, it's gonna be 4 books. Never mind, it's gonna be 7 books.
I know.
Never mind, it's gonna be 10 books.
No,
You're like, George, finish the story. Come on.
Did you guys see the epic rap battle between George R.R. Martin and Tolkien?
Oh, it's so good.
No.
So good.
But anyway, yeah, like the last couple seasons, I feel like have been really super slow and super boring, and I haven't been feeling it.
Just so you know, if you haven't got caught up on Game of Thrones, there's a very good chance that a potential spoiler could end up hitting.
Yeah,
So you might just
this
want to turn it off.
should be
quick.
obvious.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, suck my dick.
Did you hear the interview that Kit Harington gave on Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, where he
Yes.
told the cop to get out of a ticket. That's pretty funny.
And I like the cops like said like we can do this 1 or 2 ways.
Right.
I can give you a speeding ticket, or you can tell me whether or not you're alive next season.
I love his response. Carry on, Lord Commander. He just
Carry on,
walks
Lord
off.
The best.
I think he should have been like, I'm dead, bro, sorry.
No. What he should have said was, and actually he said this before when he first died, and people were like, you know, are you coming back? What's going on? He said, my watch has ended.
And he was right.
He's
Actually, yeah, that wasn't a lie. That wasn't a lie.
He nailed it. It's oh my god. I love the last episode. And just because like all like the theories that people have been putting, like they're starting to look more and more possible.
Here's
Yep.
here's why I like where we're at in the story is that the smug assholes who are like, I've read the books, I know what's gonna happen.
No, you don't.
They don't know anymore.
Shit anymore.
Fuck you. We're all on the same page.
Fuck you, Mom!
My favorite
And
theory.
you wonder why she doesn't love you.
My favorite theory that I've read so far has to do with Cersei and the prophecy that she's been dealing with where her 3 kids will all rule but be killed before her.
Mm-hmm.
The third one, there's a theory going on that the third one is going to happen because of the mountain, where the mountain has sworn to defend her honor at all costs. They think that at some point Marjorie's going to be freed and is going to resume kind of taking control of Tommen, leading Tommen to speak back to her at some point, and the mountain's going to kill Tommen.
Wait, how did Cersei's daughter rule?
She
She was going to be Queen of Dorne. She was going to be the next ruler of
Oh,
Dorne
yeah,
when
you're
her
right.
husband took over.
Yeah.
When Prince Tristan took over. She was
so
the
she
next
hadn't.
queen.
She didn't actually.
She never actually ruled, but she would have been the next
Right.
queen.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so they're thinking that the mountain, Greg Clegane, will be the one to kill Tommen,
I'm still
which
waiting.
would be
for
such a great completion of her
the-
story arc.
the trailer where like the Sparrows people came in and they're like blah blah blah. You know, telling me to stand down. There will be violence, and she's just like, I choose violence. Like I'm waiting for that episode.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be so great.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Like I liked Jamie's lines, like good. Then tell him to march down to the High Septum and crush the head sparrow's head like a melon.
Yep.
Because we need another Oberon scene. That's what we've been missing. That was the most brutal scene I've ever watched in
It
the show
really is.
ever.
That was tough, man. That
Very,
was tough.
very
That was
seldom if I had to look away, but I was like,
know that people
no.
say, oh, your favorite character always dies, but seriously, from season 1 to now, Oberon was like hands down even above like Tyrion. and-
Oberon was
He
great.
was such a great character.
It was.
He was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I do miss Oberon.
Good thing Tyrion has plot armor.
I also think, the Umbers are setting up to. I think Ramsay's going to be getting his in the next couple episodes here, because I think the Umbers are setting up a backstab on him right now with bringing Recon to Winterfell. They
Oh,
guy who
those
brought
guys.
Recon in.
Yeah, see, that's actually something I was telling him because I really, really like the wildling chick that's with Recon, and she's very, very feisty, right?
Right.
And
She
that's
would not be putting up with this.
That's not something that Ramsay takes kindly to.
And that wolf's head was way too small to be Shaggy Dog.
You think so?
Oh, I don't think they killed Shaggy Dog. No, that was
Oh,
a
I
regular
hope
wolf's
not.
head. Because Ramsay doesn't know what the dire wolves look like.
I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm confused. So, where was the beginning of this plot thread? Because when
The third episode, Small John Umber is trying to get forge an alliance for Ramsay Bolton to battle
yes,
the
I know
White
that.
Walkers.
But no, where did he get the wildling chick and?
We don't know how he picked
They
up
caught them. We don't know where they caught them at, but somehow they came across them.
And he's misidentifying Recon.
No.
and-
No, it is Recon Star.
It does actually have Recon
It
Stark.
is absolutely him. I don't think
He
that was
goes-
Shaggy Dog's head.
Yeah, he goes, how do I know this is Recon Stark? And they bring in a wolf's head,
Right.
and we're just assuming, oh.
We all assume it's Shaggy Dog, but that was a small head for
You know
a dire
what? You know what? Oh, you got me. Because one of the things that I tell people whenever they try to like come up with these theories and stuff, like, oh, well, they said this. And I'm like, all right, someone walks into a room and tells you your mom's dead. What do you know? That my mom's dead. No.
You know what?
You know that a guy told you your mom's
Because
dead.
and Ramsay Bolton would have no idea what a dire wolf looks like. He would have no reference to know what a dire wolf looks like.
That's
Right?
true.
And Shaggy Dog wasn't the runt of the litter.
It was Ghost, right? Exactly.
Ghost is pretty big.
Ghost is humongous. Yeah. Think about
Yeah.
that. Think about and like you think about how big Lady and
Because I was talking to him, I'm like,
Arya's wolf.
I'm
were.
like, the coolest thing about Recon coming back, if he does, because this wasn't revealed yet, I'm like, Shaggy Dog's still alive. And then when he brought it in the head, I'm like, fuck!
Yeah,
Hey,
Shaggy
well,
Dog's
no,
the best. I love Shaggy
What
Dog.
my question was, I forget where we had dropped the thread of Recon.
Third season, Recon splits up from Bran, I think it is.
Yeah.
When Bran decides he's going north of the wall. Recon is going.
Well,
he
because
says he's-
remember, season 4 had no brand whatsoever.
Right.
They did
No,
not
season
go.
5 did it. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
I know
last
it was an entire season,
We haven't
but now
seen-
the fact that they're going back and they're actually like you're seeing the crow visions. I'm
We
so
Yeah.
haven't
into
we
that.
haven't seen
Bronn
Recon
wanted
since
to go
before the
north.
Red Wedding.
Bronn wanted to go north.
No
with-
shit.
It was before the Red Wedding last time we saw.
Holy
Wow.
fuck! No
Recon.
matter, no wonder I can't figure out.
He
Like
looks so much older now.
Yeah.
he does.
He's
I
like 4 years
didn't even
older
think.
now.
That's why I thought it was a different dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Fucking
because
A.
the wildling chick was like, no, we're not gonna go north. That's fucking ridiculous. It's not safe. And Bron's like,
That's
I'm
right.
going. And she's like, well, your brother's not going. We'll have to split up.
That's
They-
right.
and they-
Now I remember that now.
With
Right.
Hodor.
Yes.
Hodor.
Hodor goes north.
That was a sad scene.
Willis.
No, Hodor.
So I thought, yeah, I don't think that's Shaggy Dog, and I think that because, again, like to go back to the books, but even they talk about it in the show, the Umbers are famously loyal to the Starks.
Mhm.
Like, famously.
So you think
moralized.
it's a setup?
I think this is a setup where they're gonna. Like, I think Ramsey is about to have
But you know
everything
what?
fall apart.
That's great too, because what's the other way that it goes, right? Ramsay's marching north to kill Jon Snow, right? Except Jon Snow's not there anymore. So,
Oh God.
Yeah,
so
like,
what
they're
happens
not
in the
fine.
car? Yeah,
Well-
what happens? First of all, where the fuck is Jon Snow going? Second of all, Sansa's on her way
Sansa's
north.
going to the
How
wall.
much would it suck for Sansa, who's shit on all the fucking time, if she gets there? Oh, your brother's not here, but guess what? Your husband is.
Yeah, Ramsey made it. How, like,
Please,
look,
no, I
Game of Thrones without
That would
fail.
be awful. Holy
Game of
shit.
Thrones without fail does foreshadow their deaths. We saw it with Joffrey, where right before Joffrey was finally poisoned, Tywin began really kind of laying into him and letting him know, like, you have got to get your head on right. And we're seeing it here too. Right before he kills Roose Bolton, Ramsay says he wants to march north and kill the Lord of the Night's Watch, which you don't do. And he says if you are treated like a mad, or if you behave like a mad dog, you're going to be treated as one.
Right.
And we're seeing that now because that's exactly what he's proposing to do. He has gone nuts. He fed his mom and his baby brother to a dog.
I know.
Ooh, that was brutal.
So
And he's like we're seeing the beginning of the end for Ramsay Bolton. I think he is going to get a very rough ending because we're going to see the Umbers betray him, and we're going to see Jon Snow show up with an army of wildlings wanting his city back.
Wait, are the Wildlings gonna go with
I
Jon
think
Snow?
they
you
will.
think?
They're not pledged loyal to the Night's Watch. They're pledged loyal to Jon Snow.
Okay.
I think. they'll
Well,
go with him.
when your god walks out on you, like what the fuck do you do?
I saw you pecker.
They-
What
they
kind of
think
guy
I'm
would
a
have a pecker that small?
Right, they think I'm a god.
I'm no god. Oh, I know that.
That's a good scene.
His lines are great. Those two are awesome. Yeah.
When the fucking giant like grabbed the dude from the balcony and just smashed him against the wall, and everyone else is like,
Yeah, well, I don't want any part of that.
okay.
I thought it was a bummer. Like one thing that they did that was cool in the books is they have a giant joins the Night's Watch in the books.
Really?
There's a giant on the Night's Watch.
Oh, man.
One of the cool things that I was reading was because obviously they didn't want anyone to know that Jon Snow survived, right? Very only people that were absolutely necessary in filming scenes knew that he was alive, and they didn't refer to him as Jon Snow. Even the
Yeah,
script,
different name. Yep.
he was LC, Lord Commander. When they were filming the scene though, where Melisandre's bringing him back to life, she had a different meaning for what LC meant.
Little cock.
Or long cock, I don't know.
Oh.
The article said that we can't actually print what it was, so you'll have to use your imagination.
Large cock. Yeah. I think we're also going to see Wyman Manderley this season. I really hope so.
Who?
Also,
He is a character we have not been introduced yet. We've only been introduced to his son, who was killed at the Red Wedding. Wyman Manderley is one of the Manderleys who are also a house that is famously loyal to House Stark. And Wyman Manderley is super fat. George R.R. Martin goes out of his way to make sure you know that Wyman Manderley is super fat. In fact, his nickname is Lord Too Fat to Sit on a Horse.
You're right, I do want to see this character.
He gets super pissed at the phrase because Waylon Manderley was killed at the Red Wedding, which happened in the show too.
Yeah.
Which was his son. So he takes a couple of Freys and chops them up and has them made into pies. And then he goes to the Frey's household with these pies and insists that everyone have a piece of pie. But he gets the biggest piece of each pie because he really likes pie.
Oh my
And he
God.
leads the whole house in the eating of their children.
wow.
Also with the phrase in the books, Arya's wolf who got set free because
Yes.
they killed
Oh,
Lady.
please tell me she comes back.
Arya's wolf now lives just south of Freylands and runs a pack of 100 wolves who only go around and eat Freys.
That's awesome.
They eat Frey children.
No
That's all they
shit.
do is they eat Freys.
I really want
That
her
is
wolf
a-
to come back.
That is a really discerning
If-
wolf.
Here's the other thing that I told Chris that I really want to happen. I really hope
Right.
this will just be infinitely more interesting to me. All this stuff Arya's going through when she graduates from Faceless
Oh, yeah.
Assassin School, I hope that she actually hasn't let go of all of that and she uses her
She
newfound
hid
powers.
Needle in the water.
For
she still has
revenge.
Needle.
Yes, because if she's just like, all right, I drank the Kool-Aid now, that's so boring to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
think, I don't think that
She
that's
will use it. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
She will. She
Oh, I
has
love
to.
I love that her wolf's gonna hopefully come back.
Yeah, well, her
my
wolf
what was her
literally-
wolf's name, by the way?
It's like an elvish name almost. It starts with an M, Milian or something
Okay,
like that.
yeah.
It's I can't remember exactly.
What I want for Arya is for her to, in order to graduate from Faceless Academy, she realizes she has to cut all ties with everyone that she's ever known, and so she decides to kill the people in the Faceless Academy. So now she has no ties to anyone. That is what I want.
I believe
Or at
that.
least
I
a little
believe,
mentor guy. That would be pretty
what
cool.
I do believe is that her final test will be that she has to kill everyone on her list. I believe that it'll be that her list has to be finished first
You
before
think
she can
so?
before she can truly be no one. She has to be free of that binding.
Or what about the idea that before she can do that, she has to like perform some unthinkable feat that would prove she's disconnected from the list, like
Maybe.
killing a family member.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could be
Killing a Stark, which there's.
Kill Sansa.
Not a whole lot left. Yeah.
Yeah, we are running out of Starks to kill at this point.
Yep.
Don't be a Stark.
Yep.
And they've already confirmed that there's not going to be a Lady Stoneheart, so we're not going to get that
Oh,
storyline.
that's too bad.
That does suck.
That was Caitlyn.
Catelyn,
right?
yeah.
Catelyn?
Catelyn, yeah.
Well, hold on,
Come
hold
back.
on. In the books, is Jon Snow brought back the same way?
He's not back yet.
Okay,
The
because
books.
I'm wondering if maybe what they did is they kind of took
Switched
what happened with Stoneheart and kind of repurposed it with
And
Jon
Jon-
Snow.
yeah. Jon Snow is expected that he will come back as he did in this one,
Okay.
but he's not back yet.
Right.
And whoever mentioned about Bran, I think it was Nate talking about Bran's flashbacks. Oh my God, getting to see the fight at the Tower of Joy, that was awesome. And we finally get to see Howland Reed.
You know what? This is what I told him. That was the first actual, legitimate sword fight we've ever seen in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We've seen people, yeah, like there's been massive fights, like bling bling chop, bling bling chop.
There was the one in Tyrion's first time where he has to invoke a champion to defend him, and he gets the Hound to do it at
The Eerie.
Oh
the-
no, the Brotherhood.
the Brotherhood.
The
Yeah,
Brotherhood.
there's that one.
Yes, yeah. Was that a lot of actual fighting? Because that didn't
Yeah.
last very long.
There's also a sword fight between Bran of Tarth and someone.
But was it actually like?
I don't think it was a long sword fight.
Yeah, I feel like this is
a
the
big
first
sword
time
fight.
where I actually thought like there's a lot of choreography.
We
that's gone into
finally
that.
got to see Howland Reed, by the way, and I'm so excited. So Howland Reed.
But he died.
He didn't die.
Wait, Howling Reed, was he the guy with the two swords?
No, he's the guy who stabs the guy with two swords to the back of the neck.
Okay.
He's Ned Stark's best friend.
Okay.
So, Howland Reed.
But he stabbed him in the back. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
You're alive because of that.
That guy uses two swords and just killed 6 people. Good for him. No, Howland Reed lives in the swamplands in between the North and the King's Landing area, and you cannot really take an army through there very well because he controls an army of people who literally run up to you and stab you with poop-covered punji sticks and give you sepsis and then run away.
Wow.
That's why armies that march through there never get through very well. Because that's people, they run up and poke you with sticks and then run away.
So during episode 2, me and him were talking about who we think the best looking chick in Game of Thrones is.
Okay.
Now, I'm pretty sure we both agree that at the top is Melisandre and Natalie.
Melisandre.
Really? You still said Melisandre after episode 1?
Illusion.
Hold on.
Illusion form.
Glamour,
This,
not
this,
Melisandre.
right, no, exactly. This was pre-illusion, okay? So it was her and Natalie Dormer's character, right? The queen. And we're like, well, Natalie Dormer was prettier in the face.
Is that Marjorie Tyrell?
Yes.
Okay.
But look at the tits on her. And then she took off her necklace, like right at that moment. I'm like, motherfuckers just ruined it.
She can glamour. Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, God. Yeah, I mean, Jamie's kid died. She was pretty.
She was also 16.
In the show. I don't know. How old is she in real life?
You see?
Settle down, Kyle.
You see?
Still don't know.
It's not just me. Oh, wait,
Pedo.
wait,
I don't care. She was pretty.
wait. The
No,
youngest
Leslie.
sand snake.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the one chick?
She's okay, but no, I think the hottest is still Jon Snow's like.
Did you know they're actually together?
Oh, Egret?
Egret.
I miss Egret.
That's why I can never. I'm glad that that little boy's dead.
Oh, let me
You
tell
can
you
never
something.
like him.
I know you're supposed to feel bad when he's going to hang Ollie. I literally, as Ollie was like twitching out, I'm like, fuck you, Ollie. I don't care. Good for you. Glad you died, you piece of shit.
Betrayed your LC.
That's right, you don't do that.
He's your LC.
So, alright guys, this doesn't really make any sense, I guess.
Then why are you telling us?
Because it's something I really want to do. This doesn't make
doesn't make
a
any
whole lot of
sense.
sense in relation to Limit Break Radio and what we do already and whatever. So basically there's no late show right now, right? Because I'm trying to think of a new format or whatever. But the format that I'm kind of settling on isn't really something that can be a show, right? It's not something that I can like package up and be like, here's a product for you, okay? And I really, really, really miss playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm thinking about making like Saturday night, just taking that time slot and maybe trying to cobble together
something from you.
a
Picture of your
tabletop.
Dick.
It would be Roll20 again, obviously.
Yeah, I just started doing a Friday night
I
D&D.
saw that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
miss D&D so much.
Kyle wanted to run Horde of the
She wanted to
Dragon
get a
Queen,
picture
and my
of your
girlfriend was willing to do
tattoo
it, so we're
because
all
she wants a
running.
picture of you without your shirt on. That's your birthday present.
Okay, so just like this then, I guess?
Yep.
Do I have lots of
Yeah, you
sits
are.
up there?
Here we go. You what?
Do I have lots of
Well-
sits up here?
Not in particular, no.
Well, as we always say, when Chris starts taking off clothes, it's time to go. So goodbye, everybody.
No, wait, I want you to watch some of that at least the first part of that Overwatch video that I was talking about, the Fall of Titan
Yeah.
or whatever, the birth of Overwatch, because I at least want you and Nate to watch the first part to see what you think about it and see if that draws you in, because it was really
Do you want us to watch it on camera?
No, it doesn't have to be on camera.
Oh, okay.
You can take that.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.